Okay, as promised, welcome to the post-Kona interview panel with ourselves, your elite athletes. So we're going to get straight into it, and the first question comes from Mark Westwood, and he says, will James actually speak on this video? I have banned James from speaking at all. He has spoken a few times on the holiday, but it's to be discouraged. He will be communicating via the thumbs up symbol. Oh, the thumbs down symbol. Okay, good start. Next question.
So Xavier asks, what is Kona? And I think we all have different interpretations of this. Maybe we could all offer one.
Yep.
Actually, Kona is the Icelandic word for a woman, which I think that sums up certain aspects of our trip. Isn't that fair?
I'll say that's fair enough. Yeah.
Ian really enjoyed doing it.
I really enjoy it. It's really painful mentally. It's just a tough gig. I believe Kona is a tablet that you buy off Ironman, and I'm sitting in cold storage in West London. It's cost me £5,000 and I've actually got nothing off it, but this is like a weird dream, kind of like Total Recall. James?
I got some boring answers. Kona is a type of coffee. It is a bike company. It is a town in Hawaii. Anything else?
No, I think that'll do us. Next question, James.
So, John from London says, did you see the turtle during the swim? So I think this is referring to that iconic photo that Ironman published.
I thought that this photo was photoshopped when I first saw it, because it just looks so fake, and then when Richard Mellick put the shark in place of it, because he must have thought it was photoshopped as well. But then Paul Kay wrote that he actually saw the thing like from the pier, so
he's paid by Ironman.
He is paid by Ironman.
But
actually, Ian, didn't you see the Ironman branded turtle?
if you look closely at the back of the turtle, I swear you can see a little M dot, and I'm sure that thing has been manufactured by Ironman, and they roll it out every year. It's probably in horrific suffering the rest of the year. Okay, next question come from Mr. Walter Rothen. Probably said that wrong. How many years will you be paying off this holiday for?
Holiday.
Oh, holiday. And yeah, it's been a huge cost, but it's been worth it. We've had a great time. Me and James were just saying that, it's probably a 2.5k thing to, 2.5k on holiday, and in all honesty, we've probably spent about $5,000 each, scarily, but
More.
hey ho, it's Kona, baby.
The FX rate has gone down quite a lot since we've been here, which hasn't helped. So
No, definitely
thanks,
not.
guys, for leaving
I was all
European
budgeted
Union.
for it because I saw it coming, but then that whole exchange rate thing has thrown off my budget, so I'll be paying off too.
Yeah.
Next question.
What time are we aiming for next year? I'm aiming for 7 a.m. Start line.
I am aiming for a good time.
Not a long time.
Definitely not.
I don't know what to say to that.
Alright. So Jamie's asked me how the fundraising is going, and it's been going amazingly. I've done a whole post about it. Thanks everyone so much. Awesome. Fantastic. Full of love. Gosh, gosh, gosh. Next question.
My time to read one.
Yep, go for
I'm
it.
allowed to speak occasionally.
Not often.
It's from Richard from London. His question is, sum up the energy lab in A, a sentence, B, a word, and C, a noise. So I think we're going to split this one up, and Hoika's going to take the sentence.
We went to the energy lab a few days before, and we almost died, and that was in the video, and it was totally disastrous, and so I was a bit apprehensive about it, and when we got there it was actually perfectly fine. It was a cooler day, it was we were covered in ice, there was aid stations, and I actually had a really nice time in the energy lab. So it was far from the hell it's meant to be, and to be honest it always is.
One sentence?
There's a lot of ands in there, but
That was one sentence.
That was one sentence. That was a good sentence. Okay, for me, it was pitch black by the time I got there, so my word would be night.
I guess I need to explain before I make a noise, because otherwise it would just be really weird. So I agree with Hoiko. It was actually pretty overcast when we got there. It wasn't actually that hard. I felt it was absolutely fine. So I think it's quite overrated. So my noise would be meh.
Okay, next question for me from Mr. Richard Harper. How do I like the beach? Still don't like the beach. I tried it again. I got a bit better at it. I went down there with a chair and an umbrella, and there was even some thing to look at. But I don't like it. It's got too much sand and salty water. Just make it concrete with fresh water. I think I prefer a lake. Anyway.
You prefer that swimming pool there, don't you?
Yeah, there's a nice spirit. It's all overrated, the beach,
Let me
honestly.
turn this camera around.
Ban it.
This is what Ian prefers.
There's the swimming pool. Another question for me from Andrew Potter. Did I prefer the first 30k or the last 12 with Keith? And yeah, I've answered that. The last 12 was amazing. Camera's falling over. I'm going to rectify that. Last 12 of the run was amazing. Loved it, loved it, loved it.
Oh, that was me.
It's alright. Technical. Oh, I know. Okay, so we could be upside down at this point. It's difficult to know. Next question. Hoika.
Which one is it? Which one is it? What sunscreen do we recommend? I think 2 people asked this question.
Let's just see if we can.
Oh my god, Ian.
There you
like
go.
some kind of snake.
I am a burns victim. Go for it.
So the official Ironman recommendation on sunscreen is that sunscreen is forbidden. Hence
Yep.
this. I think we'll be submitting some complaints about this. That's why the rest of us look like we're some kind of pigmentation disease victims. Don't know if that's coming up here. This is what I've got.
Forbidden at the start.
To be clear, like basically they ask you, they ban you from putting on sunscreen before you go to body marking because it will interfere with the putting on the transfers, which is nonsense, but that is why I got completely and utterly burnt. Not to go on too long, but we had a 40-minute wait for body marking.
My number fell off my
race.
arm by the time I got out of the water anyway. It was a
Oh,
waste of time.
it was just panic. The start of the race was, we were so
Let's
close
not-
to the
let-
start.
guys,
That's it, move on.
Let's not complain about this because that was the only negative.
All right, you got it.
So I'm meant to be reading this question, but it's not for me. I don't think. Is Hoika Hamerson really that pale, or is it the camera?
So Nick has asked this question, and he's actually not the only person to ask this because more than one person has asked me this by WhatsApp as well. And after yesterday on the beach, I don't think anyone can accuse me of being pale because I'm just as sunburned as you guys. But yeah, I was pretty pale. A bit of indoor training.
You're from Iceland.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it's kind
That's
of
true.
almost
It's
genetic.
expected. It's
I don't want to be racist. It's expected. My turn to read a question.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh, it's
good.
about you. How many random strangers did you speak to on the run?
Well, it's okay. I will
we'll-
swap
we'll-
it around.
we'll-
Yeah,
we'll
but I'll
swap it.
answer that one
I
first.
missed that one.
I spoke to, it's from Sarah, I spoke to tons, like into the hundreds. I was more awesome than the Americans, which takes some doing. High fives, whoop whoop, loving it. Yeah, man, I've really loved the run. Amazing, eh? I really, really loved the run. And as my statistic says, I passed, I don't know, a few people in my age group and 100 people overall with my run, walk and smile strategy. Kaboom! Next question is for these two, and it is, was the joint crossing of the finish line together pre-planned?
We spoke about this in our respective
Stop
race.
kicking
Kicking
it.
the thing.
Go on.
We spoke about this a bit. James was mowing down everyone. Although we were both mowing down a lot of people. All 3 of us mowed down 100 people, except for James, who mowed down 300 people
On the run, yeah.
on the run. And
Kudos, man.
I was one of the people that he mowed down, but he decided not to mow me down properly. He only mowed me down by one place. And he appeared, and I was suffering, and that was about 6k to go. And we were just going to run for a while, and we basically had to decide then, is James going to run on, or are we going to finish it together? And James said we're going to finish it together. That was his choice. And it was super fun and totally worth it.
Yeah, so it certainly wasn't pre-planned prior to the race. I think that would be very ballsy to try and pre-plan a 9:50 during finish at Kona. But
it was planned about 4k out.
yeah, but I think when I called Hoika up, in fairness, I didn't have to drop my pace very much at all. I think he sped up, and it was a very easy.
Felt like it. You were dropping me lines.
But it was a very easy decision. I think I knew I was going to go sub 10 at that point, so I was really happy with the time, and we also I had a quick look at the Hall of Fame and all the Ful-on try results, and I knew
I don't know if you're supposed to admit this.
I knew that if we went under 9:53, we'd be joint second after Stu Anderson. So I felt we were on that, and I was telling Hoyke to speed up just to make sure
that was actually highly motivated.
Yeah, just to make sure that we could get it. So it was a really easy decision at that point. So no regrets.
Okay.
Who was the previous second place Kona club?
Conan, Gibney, and then Ewan.
Oh, really?
Ewan was just after that. 9:53 and 9:55.
This is all. Did you not know that?
I didn't
Anyway,
know that.
next question. Who's asking the next question? You go for
It's
it.
me, I think, isn't it? So the next one is: Did you pick up any recipes to share with the group?
I'd say the recipes would either be Hoyke's 8 toast breakfast, which I'll be posting on Facebook shortly. That was pretty impressive. Or just make what you normally make, but about 3 times the size. That seems to be the thing.
That's how it
in
works in
America.
restaurants.
Yeah, just make it absolutely huge and chase it down with some fizzy drink and a nice huge pint of chocolate dessert.
We put on so much weight this week.
Yeah, definitely
I
not going to
wait,
skinny
I
up.
don't even know.
Can someone ask this question because I have an answer.
Oh,
Hey, what's going on?
Sorry.
James is going crazy. Scroll down, man.
Here
James
it
is
is.
ruining the questions.
Here it is.
Yeah.
So, Ian, Sarah would like to know, does the British accent still impress and/or win favours?
I'm not sure, but I did get a blowjob in T2.
James, would you give that thumbs? James, give us the verdict. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
What, the answer?
No, your verdict on his answer.
I don't know what to do there.
Can you judge Ian's answer there?
James has continuously been dismayed by my locker room banter. Vote Trump! Next question. Would James and Hoyke consider doing it again as a 3-legged race?
That's quite a funny question, actually. But it's we were actually talking about this for a long time, and we were wondering what the rules of such a 3-legged race would be, because obviously it's not possible to do a bike 3-legger. You can swim and you can run, but I'm not sure about the bike bit because you couldn't turn the 2 bikes. But if you could accept a sort of Paralympic style tandem bicycle, then we could manage that.
The truth is, they've been talking about it quite a lot, and I think they ultimately would do it. Let's skip that next question until last. We've done sunscreen, so we're now on Nick's.
Nick's other question.
So the question was from Nick was, who was the big spoon, the filling, and the little spoon?
Well, what a UK style question.
We've moved on from that, really.
We are what are we? What's the word?
Ohana.
One big
We are
Ohana.
family.
Yeah,
we are all
family.
the same spoons.
Yeah.
We just fit together beautifully.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Controversial. What's the question?
I just read the last one.
Who is Goldilocks to you 3 bears?
Well, Caroline Cryer, it's not you. You're always my Goldilocks baby. There has been a certain blonde young lady who's been ever present throughout this trip via Facebook and WhatsApp. However, we only realised that she was communicating with all of us on about day 5. Now, I won't name names, but this has been the source of much controversy. And yes, there has been a Goldilocks to our 3 bears. Next question comes from CJ. Which pro most impressed you for whatever reason?
Yeah, there was some suggestive commentary on the question, but I think we should answer it straight because I'm too innocent to know what she's on about.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any ammo? I prepared for this question.
I have a little bit, but you go first.
Okay, I think number 1 is that about the same time these guys were qualifying in Copenhagen, Lucy Gossage broke her collarbone, her clavicle in fact, and you know that's like a season ender for most people, but she's just completely pushed through and she ended up on the podium in Hawaii, top of the world. And she also, to take her phrase, she won the after party. She set out to win the after party and she totally did. So that's number 1. I'll also rate Natasha Badman 20th time racing Kona as a pro, now retired.
50 years old.
Is she 50?
Yeah, she's 50. Yeah.
Wow.
Professional at 50.
Yeah. Yeah, wow. Yeah, Natasha Bagman, Switzerland. And the third one I'm going to say is Joe Skipper and one other British pro. They kind of blew up and limped in. I think it was Will Clark he was with.
Yeah,
they, no one's going to be writing about them on the media, but they suffered, but they completed the race and they obviously had a great time. They did the same as me and James. They finished together, just a little bit faster. I think they did 9:25 or something.
Yeah.
But they respected the other athletes to get through the whole race and not just abandon like often people do.
Yeah,
That's cool.
So,
I would add Daniela Reef. She broke the course record by 5 minutes, won by 22 minutes. It's only her third Kona, and she's still in her 20s. And it wasn't, from the sound of things, it was a much windier day than average. And most of the age group, and there was only one age group record broken in the whole day. It wasn't a quick. I don't think it was a quick year. So it was like a completely phenomenal performance, and her victory speech was really good as well. And then Joe Skipper as well, just for downing. So I'm going to get everyone to down drinks from Lucy Gossage's Ironman bowl,
Which didn't you wear on your head?
which I wore on my head.
I think everyone in the party wore it on their head.
Yeah, but I think Joe instigated that. So
No, I think it was Lucy's idea, but Joe was the driving force.
yeah.
Okay, so for me, I don't really follow the pros. Like, I'd be lying if I made up some stuff. But it's the good thing about the ceremony is, there's a lot of Ironman BS, but the pros really care about it, and I think that's the great thing about the sport. The pros, they get up and talk, and they're definitely, I think they really feel it. It's not just a money-making thing, where it's obviously not, because the prize money's not good enough. But yeah, I was just impressed by the vibe of them. It was super cool.
Yeah.
Last question. Go for it.
Me? What role do you each play in your little group? E.g. the organiser, the worrier, the planner, etc.
So I'm going to open myself up for, I don't know what here, but I would say James is definitely the organiser. He's got the guidebook, and he's also the most chilled out guy ever. Even the bike, like come on James, lose it, you could do it. He's like, no, like, okay, I will not lose it, Ian. I'm like, come on. And then I'm like, what do you want to do to James? He's like, I don't mind. I'm like, please James, mind, come on, give me some guidance. So James is just like super cool, very, very organised, Mr. Guidebook. And then on the other hand, we've got Hoika, who is a little different, kind of relaxed attitude towards life, leaving things to the last minute, losing his credit card on the first day, having no nutrition, just and unaware as well. I said,
that was a knock-on effect actually, and these guys really saved me. I want to give some credit because I haven't mentioned this. I dropped my credit card while we were cycling on the Queen K, and without these guys, I'd be fucked basically.
Yeah.
So that was good work, guys. Good teamwork.
And then I'd say Ian is just the chief instigator of most comedy and mischief on this whole trip.
Yeah, that is
and
true.
also the
That is
taxi
true.
driver, which has been very, very having somebody who doesn't really drink.
Kona taxi driver.
Knows how to drive. It really helps.
But it's fair to say we've had, considering you two knew each other, I didn't know Hoika at all really, and James, and we've had a great trip. Definitely, it's been really good.
Yeah. There was one more question which we skipped.
The last question is who. It's only the.
What is the last question?
We got James on the questions. The last question comes from Mark Westwood, and it is. I've got to calm down for this. Who can hold their breath the longest?
I'm so bad at this.
There's only one way to find out, and this is not.
Oh man, I forgot about this one.
Right. Okay. So boys, we're going to go see the timer ticking away where it says 10 past. We're going to go for our breath hold. Okay.
Wait, the video timer.
Yeah.
It goes from
So
10,
on
5
1910. Ready?
We're at now 50 seconds. Okay, here we are, 1 minute. I hope Ian's going to speed up this part of the video because it's going to be the most boring part of the video.
Oh, bloody! Oh, your race face, man. No, James can do it. James.
I was on the verge.
Oh
So
man,
good,
you
so
bastard!
good.
I knew I could make a minute.
Breathe then.
There you go. That's it. Panel done.
How long was that? 20 minutes.
20 minutes of joy.
Kudos to anyone who watches all of that.
Nice one.